Right now, it is time for Main Street Magazine on Robin Hood Radio. Time where we get together with Thorin Christendotter and we talk about things going on in and around our tri-state region. Good morning, Thorin.
Good morning. How are you?
Behind. We've got
Oh boy.
There's so many, unlike last year, there's so many different events now, once again, going back on in our tri-state region for the holidays that it pushes us back about 3 or 4 minutes. But it's a sign of a return to a more normal time, even though we're not quite there yet. So it's good. It's good that all this stuff is back.
It's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a very good problem to have. I don't know about you at Main Street Magazine, but I know that we always look forward to this. Well, I always look forward to this particular 3 months because there's so many different things that are going on, and so many different people that we can help. It's probably the same with what you have with Main Street Magazine.
For sure. We try to, in our December issue in the last couple of years, also give spotlights in our, article time to different organizations to make a difference this time of year for people. I think it was last year our business feature was on Stacey Moore, but about her efforts, with how she works with the library and does a clothing drive and a toy drive. This year, we just went to press last week with our December issue, and we have some, like Red Hook Responds. We have a piece about them and some other volunteer-related things, about the holidays. So even though, December is our quote-unquote holiday issue, it's not so, here are the gifts this year, but, we try to have a little mixture of things and, things that are really important, like, the volunteerism.
Yeah, I mean, I look at what's coming up this weekend, and the Millerton Fire Department has their annual Parade of Lights, which is on Friday. But the granddaddy of most people, I don't think a lot of people realize the granddaddy of the Parade of Lights really goes to Pine Plains. They're the ones that really it started. I think this is the 35th or 36th year that they're having it. It's not only a parade of lights, but a town decorating day. This is really the granddaddy, I think, of them all.
On Saturday, right?
Yep. It's on Saturday, the November 27th. They have a rain date set and everything, but it's a day-long event because they decorate the town and then they have their parade of lights afterwards. But I think they're the ones that really made it popular in this area, and then a lot of other people followed along with it. So.
Hey, it's a good lead to follow.
It really is. Well, I want to get to a story. I'm pretty sure it keeps cropping up in the tri-state area. I know it crops up with us. We have an underwriting sales position that is open that we have been unable to fill in the past 3 months. And I speak to countless store owners. You hear that CVS and Walgreens can't get enough people to work, and you've got that story that staffing issues are lingering here in the tri-state region post-pandemic, where there's just a lot of strain put on these stores.
Our helpline by Griffin Cooper this month. Yeah, Griffin and I talked about this article for a few months, and he kept working on it. We kept, kind of delaying it, but I'm happy that, he was finally able to put it together and we were able to put in this issue, because, just in the position that we are in with a magazine, just like you, we deal with so many advertisers and underwriters, and all of them are, local businesses, small to medium sized, and, they're our friends, they're our neighbors, and they talk to us often, and some of them will even call us and be like, hey, I'm looking to hire someone, or I have this or that. So we can get a unique view of kind of the temperature of our neighboring area and the businesses in it. So for the last, year or so, a lot of them have, things have switched and changed. And just on Sunday, I went on the rail trail, and I parked in one of Joanne's Country Garden near Flora spots, and I walked in to say if that was okay with her, because it's not rail trail parking there. And I said, what are you doing here? You're closed. It's late on Sunday. And she's like, well, I have to work. She's like, I can't get, my staff. I have staffing issues. And I'm looking to hire. And she's not the only one. And you hear of so many people who just are understaffed, or they have too much work and are turning it away because they can't keep up. So that's, that's the flip side of the coin. Yeah,
it's an interesting thing to look at because our area, one of the key points that we love about our area is we have a lot of visitors that come to the area, and now especially with Millerton being really a center of attraction, and Amenia now being a center of attraction, and Lakeville and Salisbury. So people come, and businesses like Amazon and Walmart have affected the region, but not as much as other regions, simply because the people who live here do, and people that visit here, one of the attractions they love about it is that it's their local merchants, or they're their friends or neighbors or people they know.
For sure, and it gives them something to do. Like, when I came to town, I think on Sunday, we drove through because we had to go to CVS, and my 5-year-old was like, "What's going on here?" Because she was like looking out the window when we drove through Main Street. There were so many people just wandering around, and by the time we got to the rail trail and did our 2 miles up and down, and came back to the car, it was close to 4, and it was getting Sunday afternoon getting pretty quiet. But still, a lot of the stores were open. People are at the diner, and it gives them an activity, something to do. But yeah, a lot of us, we're guilty of using Amazon just for convenience or something like that. But still, you talk to a lot of the retailers, like a lot of the retailers on Main Street in Millerton, they've been, slammed, whereas others are still having a little bit of a tough time, or they can't have consistent hours because they can't, they don't have the staffing for it.
Yeah, it's a very strange time in our area. So now here we are. We're sitting here heading into Thanksgiving, and obviously, like you said, your December issue is getting set to go to press. I know here at the radio station, this is a time where we take a look at all of our programs, and we take a look at all the response that we get online to the programs, and we try to see if there's any programs that need updating or need new programs to be added. This is the time we do it. So then after January, around February, if we have to make any changes in our schedule, they're already set and we know what we're going to do. Is it the same thing for you now? Do you, at this time of the year, after you get into the holidays, do you kind of look at next year as a whole and think about ahead what you're doing?
I start doing that in the third quarter because we, being a monthly magazine, for the most part, that's what we are, even though we have the website and we have, some changes coming up too that you're actually privy to. But I start doing that, like September, more into October because we kind of, by this time, we have to have it set in stone because we're already working on our January issue, planning February and March as well. So, we always do that this time of year. You have to take a hard look at yourself and see what's working, what's not working. And I analyze our data, not just the feedback that we hear, but also, our Google Analytics and, Facebook and other social media, where our hits are and what people are responding to. And then we just kind of go through like, guys, what do we like to do? What's fun? What's not working? What's more work than, enjoyment that we're doing? But in the last few years, we've really kind of narrowed it down. So I think the magazine more or less is pretty good in that regard, and I even said to Ashley and Griffin in the office, I was like, all right, guys, even, design wise, do we need to change anything up? So, we had that conversation, in September and October and kind of went through things. We came up with a pretty good plan, I think, going into the new year. And but, for us, January and February are kind of always our slowest months. Those two magazines are always the smallest in page count, just because, a lot of people advertise leading up to the holidays. And so a lot of our page count is, closely related to advertisers and the amount of them. But, we're feeling pretty good about going into January, and we hope that's a good indicator of the economy as well.
It's funny when you mentioned all the analytics we look at over the years. We always have a nice local round, like the top 10 towns. Ever since the pandemic, this is no lie. New York has moved into the top 10 list of people that either go to our different various pages, the web, or listen on demand or listen to the radio station. That is the one big change we see, and also a lot more people from the Dover area because we added a new signal down there. But these are all things I don't think people realize. We look at it. Imagine the small business person who has to come through the year, and right around this time, as they're going into the time where they hopefully make a big chunk of money, they also have to plan and purchase for next year.
They do, and every business is so different, and it's funny talking to some of our advertisers. Like I talked to Madsen Overhead Doors a few years back, and I was like, oh, something about winter is slower, and Brian at Madsen was like, no, 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 that's our busiest time of year. And I said, oh, really? And then I had spoken to Kirk Neller of the Neller Insurance Agency some time ago too, and I was telling him like August is a very odd month for us and kind of slow because everyone's on vacation. He's like, oh yeah, he's like that's a dead time for us too. So it's kind of funny seeing what sector of business you're in and what's your busy time, what's your slow time, and the lead up time and the organization time. And like right now, I'm getting calls from some of my clients who their season has slowed down. So now it's like, all right, now we have time to, let's work on our website or let's work on our marketing, going into the spring season. So it's kind of just interesting to see, but also interesting to talk to them, see what the temperature is of, how business is and how, with the influx of things and the pandemic, how everything's panning out right now.
And of course, you provide a service to businesses, which is helping spread the word at an effective cost and really reaching the people they want to reach. So I would imagine this is the time where you hopefully add up some new underwriting support like we do here at the radio station. This is we build into the winter, and then hopefully it's like planting seeds in the spring. We see them grow.
Here's hoping.
Well, Thorin, I want you happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
You as well.
And the next time we speak, you'll be sick of turkey.
No, I love turkey, so I don't think that'll happen. But we'll see.
All right. Well, have a good week, Thorin. Thanks.
You too. Talk soon.
Bye-bye. Thorin Christendotter from Main Street Magazine. You'll find them at mainstreetmag.com on the web.